Okay, kicking off today's back session with some mag grip pull downs. Don't normally start out a back routine with mag grips. In fact, I really don't use them that much. Not that they're not great training tools, it's that I just don't really use them. So this wasn't really anything too heavy. This was actually the first warm-up set. So we came in, did about 4 sets of 12. As you can see, my training partner behind me, he already did his 4 because I guess he's an ambitious individual. But nonetheless, 4 sets of 12, really hit those upper back muscles. Remember, when we do a pull down, we're affecting the upper back, trap, mid-back, rhomboid area. So always keep that in mind when you are doing a pull down. You're not actually training the lats. Moving on, these are something that I threw in because, speaking of mid-back, my mid-back development is trash. So went ahead and did flexion rows. I took these out of Dr. Mike Israetel's handbook. The guys over there, Renaissance Periodization, I've seen Jared Feather, Charlie Young, all those guys use these. So a couple of key points to keep in mind when you're doing an exercise like this. Number one, you want to kind of do it elevated, especially if arm length is an issue. Fred is taller than me slightly, so he has longer arms than me, so we had to elevate the box a bit, or we had to elevate the stance a bit. So we just did them off of a box. Generally, I would have done them off of pads, but they were all the way clear across the other side of the gym, and I didn't feel like walking and getting any. So we just stuck with the box, and what you want to do is that you want to get a nice good stretch, and then when you pull that up to your waist, you want to hold that contraction. As you can see, Fred was just going through his reps and not holding at the top, so I had to just coach him up and say, hey, you got to hold that at the top because you're not going to get the full benefit of the exercise if you don't. And you definitely have to get a good stretch at the bottom. So if you don't do these, I kind of encourage you guys to do them. They're really a great exercise, and I feel that as long as I keep them in my program and have smart exercise selection and good progressions, I'll be able to really fill out that mid-back. Speaking of progressions, you see those 225s on each end? Yeah, exactly. So don't go swinging the weight, and in fact, I'll stay here until I can nail 12 reps over a couple of sets and not feel like I'm getting blasted. Now, on to the next exercise, one that I haven't done in a while. That is the one-arm dumbbell row. I got some pointers from Fred and another individual in the gym, noticing that my elbow was going out. You want to kind of keep your elbow close to your body. I haven't done this exercise in quite a while, so I'm going to forgive myself a wee bit, but also at the same time, I'm going to demand a little bit more from myself. So really striving to keep the elbow coming straight back, really squeeze the lats, really get the upper back engaged in there as well. So I like these. I don't do them very often, but when I do perform them, I try to keep my form as tight as possible. And as you can see, you want to lead forward, you want a forward leaning leg, and then you want a back leg that is going to stabilize you. So when you do it like that, that's when you can get a good stretch. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm a fan of kind of just squaring your hips off and just going to town. So you'll see you'll see how I do them after Fred, that I just prefer to go ahead and do those with my hips squared off. Now, when you're doing with your hips squared off, that means there should be a pause at the bottom. So why the pause at the bottom? Basically, so you don't use momentum. As you see, I'm not doing it. I should have. You can avoid momentum. You can really focus on driving that elbow back into the waist. And then on top of that, you're controlling the weight. You're not letting the weight control you. So those are some things to think about when you're doing an exercise of this caliber, is that you don't want the weight to control you. You want to control it. So in any event, another 3 sets here. Then we had 3 sets on the flexion rows. And at that point, the lat area mid-back area, for me, was already starting to wake up. So we move on to the Prime Fitness Landmine Handle. I love this handle. I really do. If I have a home gym in sometime near future, this is a definite must-buy. So with these, I didn't go too heavy. I only hit about 125 for one set, I believe. Yeah, I didn't go more than one set because I'm still trying to take my own advice and not go bananas because I need my training to go somewhere. So again, leave something in the tank, guys. When you do an exercise that you like or that you're good at, you wanna take your time with it still, for the simple fact that you don't know if there could be a potential injury risk, anything like that. So please, guys, if you're watching this video, if you're young, if you're in a good place where you can afford a gym membership or get to the gym, please leave room in your training. Please leave room in your training for you to grow. That comes from proper periodization. That comes from proper biofeedback reading. Biofeedback meaning basically how your body feels, your blood pressure, your resting glucose, if you measure those types of things. And like I said, in any event, these types of handles I really do love. No reason to strap up or anything like that. If you got a pair of Versa grips, that'll work fine too. Not the hugest fan, but you know, to each their own, I suppose. Not a big deal to me. Only Atlantis row machine in the entire state of Nebraska. And as you can see, I'm keeping my chest on the pad, and I'm trying to keep my chest up with my chin tucked between my chest. And what I've tried to accomplish here is that I just want all that activation. So as we can see right here, Fred is leaning back. Now, while he's working his upper back and rhomboids, which is something that we just said we demolished, I wanted to train my lats. So I had to do it a particular way, sit down in the machine and just slowly pull while keeping my chest on the pad. And another thing that you'll see is that I'm about to shift a little bit is that I'm pushing my butt back. I want my chest up while I'm doing this exercise. So notice that I'm not pulling all the way back either. So, you know, that's just the way I was doing it today. But again, this is the only Atlantis machine in the entire Omaha area. When I tell you this thing is smooth as butter, folks, as smooth as smooth as butter, like on a baked potato. Smooth as butter, and it's just a really good addition. Fortunately, they don't make these anymore, so there you go. All right, that was a quick and dirty back workout, and what we're doing now, hamstrings, just to get a pump in, 6-7 sets of lying leg curls, and then we're gonna go and do our 30 minutes of cardio. So weight's trending down, 246 yesterday morning. I bounced back up after Ramadan to about 250, which is to be expected with the increase in food. So now we're just gonna continue the trend down and keep it pushing. Medium carb day to day, and then for arms, tomorrow we'll get our intra workout, post workout, and then that'll be it for carbs for the day. And then I have low days, and then for legs I'll be coming in there on a low carb day, and then I'll just feed right back up, just to not burn off any muscle, you know what I mean? So I got a lot of body fat to pull off, but I got 20 weeks to do it, so let's keep pushing. The one thing that I was thinking about when I was training this, when I was crafting this training program, is how much I like pump days when I was doing them before Ramadan. So I just decided to go ahead and do an extra about 5 sets of lying leg curl with a manageable weight. Anytime that I first hit failure, I just went ahead and just cut the rep short. But in any event, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel. You know, that's pretty much it. Y'all have a good one.